Galatasaray goes down to beautiful Antalya and whoops Antalyaspor 4-1. Yunus played like a man possessed. Let's talk all about it on the Galatasaray Show. Galatasaray Show'da hoş geldiniz herkes. Serkan var, benim adım Brad. What a game!
Beautiful win.
My prediction was all wrong. I said we're going to win 2-0. We won 4-1. So. But of course, I didn't know that like Okan was like reading Twitter and Instagram and like he's in our WhatsApp groups. Like somewhere along the line, he must have figured out what we've been like hammering home, that Gabriel Sara sucks. Nothing against the guy personally, but since he came back from his injury, he's slow. He's like a statue out there. And Yunus, here's the starting lineup. You'll see Yunus starts right in the middle. Sara's where he belongs, on the bench. And that's what I'm hearing from most people, like say on TikTok and Instagram, right? When I post my rants about Sara, they're saying he's a bench player. Either sell him or he's a bench player. Nobody's coming out and saying, oh God, yes, this person should be in the starting 11. So, no.
I agree.
Yeah, Yunus started. He had a chance like in the second minute off of a rebound shot.
Yeah.
It should have been 1-0 right there, but it was like awful quick. Then Ocean Man had a chance like in the fourth minute and blew it. Ocean Man should have had like 4 goals in this game. Don't you agree?
Osimhen played like Ali Lukunku.
But you know what he looked like? He looked like a guy that wasn't used to having this many options to score goals.
But he doesn't make those crazy runs anymore.
Right. But he also was like, he would have converted some of those that I've seen him like with those crazy types of kicks he does. But I don't think he was used to playing with somebody like Yunus where he was getting so much service.
Yeah, he doesn't want to injure himself again.
And then while we love what Yunus did, let's not forget Sane continues to play great.
I think we gotta talk about those two players together. Yunus can keep up with Sane. They think fast, move quickly, but you don't see the same connection between Sane and Sara. Please watch Sane in national team games. He always tries to play tiki-taka, always. And he does well because the players around Sane are suited to that style of play. But we don't see the same connection between Sane and Sara, Sane and Shalai, Sane and other midfielders like Lamina, Torreira. So the only player that can keep up with Sane is Yunus.
Yes. Yeah. He's the only one with the speed. If Berkan was good, he could. Berkan's super fast. We saw that today. But he has a cement feet, so he can't really do that. But yeah, then in the sixth, so we'd already had 2 great chances in like 3 minutes. But then Sane scores in the 6th. Who gave him the assist? Bardish. I was wanting Bardish to do something this game, and he did. So bam, we're up 1-0. And then if you got up and went to the restroom, you missed the next goal. Because then Shalai scores in the 10th. And so now we're up like...
It was a copy-paste goal.
Yeah, popped right back. But again, he took a good shot. He didn't shoot it over the goal. Yeah. How many times, like, we've seen it like lately. We've had a chance like that and just totally blown it. He didn't. He put it away. And that's huge because I don't know about you, but after those first 2 misses, I was already starting to have flashbacks. I'm like, uh-oh, we're missing chances. Yeah. Right? I'm like, they're going to make us pay for it. But then we can...
like fires, always.
Yeah, yeah. And so then we converted, so it's 2-0 at halftime, and it's the best we've looked. And it's what we've said, right? We said, if we can just be healthy, what a great team it can be. And all this game was, you had Yunus, who finally looks healthy, and Shalai's back in the defense. You just got 2 players, that's it. And that's what we said. We said against Union, If we'd had two of those players against Union, we win. If we'd had this healthier version of Yunus last week, we probably win. But we're getting healthy. And the big thing today with this win, we've got one more league game than the first half of the season's over.
Did you read Okan's statement before the game?
I read 2 or 3. Which one are you talking about?
So
About the one where we're
was
playing so many
partially
games?
by what he said. Yes, he mentioned that the team struggles because we don't have many rotation players. But this brings an important question. He's the one that built this team, right? It is
Yes.
yes, right? And wasn't he the one that said, in response to the questions about signing Lemina, are we going to play with 12 players? That was like 12, 13 months ago.
Yes.
And now he's complaining about this.
Yes. Yes.
He has no right to complain about this. He's the one that built this team. He's the one that didn't want to sign Lemina like a year ago because he said, well, are we going to play with 12 players? Now he's complaining about the players on the bench.
He's the same coach that left the 3 international slots unsigned
You can
in the
tell
summer
that
transfer
he's not
window.
a quick learner. He's not learning from his mistakes. I mean, he does, but it takes forever.
Well, you saw it last year. We did the same thing in the summertime. Then once we're out of the Champions League, then we bring Murata in, right? Then we bring these great players. And what kind of second half of the season do we have? We don't drop a point in the second half of the season. We win the Turkish Cup. We win the league. That's what we mean. They wait and bring these people in January when it's too late instead of bringing them in the summertime like we want.
Every time we make a substitution, our performance declines. We either concede a goal or lose that connection, lose the coherence.
Oh, yeah. So it's halftime now. And then second half starts. We don't make any changes. The funniest thing I think in the second half was we had a 3-on-1 break with Oshiman, Barish, and who was it? Sane Kutlucu?
Yep, Sana was on the right.
Sane on the right. And I'm like, I stood up. It's going to be a goal. And we screwed it up. Barish goes to Oshiman. He was already too deep. And it just goes out of bounds.
Yeah, he couldn't make that pass.
Yes. But finally, after all the missed shots, Oshiman scores in the 56th minute to make it 3-0. Yunus with another assist. So now Yunus has not just the fact that you can see the big difference, but the fact he's got the stats to back it up. So another assist. But then what Serkan was saying, we start substituting. And so Yunus comes out, Icardi comes in, Torreira goes out, Sara comes in, Davidson goes out, Arda comes in, and I messaged my group I'm in. I'm like, watch, Yunus is going out, Sara's coming in. The offense is going to go to crap. And it did.
So the gap between our first 11 and the bench players are like huge.
Oh, yeah. We were playing the whole field, right?
Right.
When Sara comes in and Yunus goes out, we're just in the middle. We're in the middle and they're half. We had 63% possession in the first half. 63% with Yunus in the first half. And then we just started giving them chances, and so they finally score around the 73rd, 4th minute. And so then, of course, you're sweating because if we get another one, then that's what's going to happen. But then who comes out? Kazımcan comes in for Jakobs.
Yeah.
And then who came in for Kutlucu? Who came out?
Barış Alper.
Yeah, Barish came out for Kutlucu. But we never really lost control of the game. You can tell there was a dip in performance, but we never really lost control of it. And then, in the dying minutes of the game, Sane, once again, he's playing out of his mind. He gets the ball to who? Mauro Icardi, who scores again. Very exciting game. Not often we get an Osimhen and an Icardi scoring in a game.
And Osimhen got a yellow card, so he'll be suspended for the next game. He's not going to play in Kasımpaşa game.
Well, he wasn't going to be here anyways.
I know.
So
You know what I'm saying, right?
yeah, if you've seen this yellow card he gets, he literally reaches out and grabs the guy's waist. There's tons of defenders between this attacking player and the goal, and he just grabs him around the waist like he wants to dance with him.
It was an intentional yellow card. He wanted card.
He's like, you can't be mad at Nigeria. I was going to be suspended anyways.
I thought he was gonna bring him out. So I thought he was gonna put Icardi in and take Osimhen out, but apparently Okan had a plan for it.
He did. Speaking of AFCON, these African players sure are talented. They're awful good, but I feel like we have too many.
Yeah, we're losing 3 important players.
Oh, and if Singo was healthy, we'd lose him too.
Oh, 4. That makes it 4. That's right.
Well, he's not going. Singo's not going.
Well, thanks God, he's not going.
He's not going. He's staying in Istanbul to rehab. But yeah. So our next game, our last game of the first half, Aaron still isn't available. Jakobs is off to play for Senegal, so that puts Kazimjan in the back with nobody to help him. If Kazimjan gets hurt, God forbid, it's going to be Arda playing over on the left back.
Günay would have played left back, but Urcan is injured, so
Yeah.
it's out of question.
And so yeah, he'll be gone. Osimhen will be gone, so it'll be the Mauro Icardi show. And then who's the other one?
We said Lemina.
Yeah, well, Lemina's out anyway, so
Lemina, Jakobs,
Osimhen.
Singo, Osimhen.
Yeah, so we're
missing 4 players from the first 11.
And that's another good point to make. This is the best we've looked on offense and defense holding the ball without Lemina playing, I think.
Yeah, the opponent was not that strong, so.
Yeah, but this is how we looked last season in the second half, right? If you're the leader playing the 14th, 15th, 16th place team, this is how it's supposed to look. We shouldn't struggle to beat these guys. It should be a 4-1 win. We should be able to not have someone like Lemina and still control the game, which we did.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know what to do about this because these are good players, but like you don't see like let's go to our rival Fenerbahce. I don't think they're not losing anyone to AFCON, are they?
El Nesri and I think Nene.
I mean, that's where I think you've got to be able to balance your team because if all 4 of those guys were healthy, of the 10 on the field that play, not the keeper, that's 40% of your team. That's a lot. So I think they've got to look at that as look at their transfers going forward. We can't stand to have any more. I mean they're good. I mean we're in first place and we're still 18th place in the Champions League and it's working. But this tournament, it's every 2 years. And so if we keep playing in the Champions League like we hope we do, we're going to continue to have a game in January every year where 4 of our best players would be coming back 2 days, 5 days, 6 days before that match. If Nigeria makes it all the way to the final, he'd be back in Istanbul 3 days before Atletico Madrid.
And if he gets injured, then that's a different thing. I hope he doesn't get injured.
I mean, and you hate to say it, but like in like the Galatasaray WhatsApp group, right? Nobody's wanting to root against Nigeria, but everybody is. Everybody wants them out as early as possible.
They play on potato fields. You know what I mean by potato fields? That's what they say in Turkey.
Yeah, Antalya's field, yeah.
Antalya's field. No, I'm talking about the national team, Nigeria. So they play with Gambia, they play with other African teams, and the fields that they play on, you can grow potatoes, tomatoes, all kind of vegetables, everything.
All right. I mean, it's no bash against them, but the lighting's not as good down there. The field conditions aren't as good. And the teams are quite unbalanced, meaning you might have 2 really good players and then 9 okay players. And so they really lean on those really good players, and Osimhen's one of those players. So they're going to play him, and play him because they have to.
Yeah. So the pressure is going to be on Icardi. When Osimhen is gone, Icardi is the only striker that we have on the bench. And if Icardi does not play well, then there will be some pressure from the fans, from the board members. That's not looking good.
We'll see. Maybe we'll play great. So again, we got the last league game next weekend, and then we have on the third a Turkish Cup, our first Turkish Cup game against Başakşehir here. Now I'm guessing, because it's what we've done in the past, that'll be a bunch of youngins mixed in with healthy players that want to play. I would hope, because that's almost what you got to do. But then after that Başakşehir game, you know what happens 5 days later?
The Super Cup game, I guess?
The transfer window opens.
Wait a second. The transfer window opens
on the 3rd.
The 3rd. Wait, we're going to look for an opportunity to transfer, so we're going to wait until the last day of the transfer window. Don't say 3rd. So that's going to be like later in February. After we lose the Champions League games, after we lose all these important games, then we're going to say, oh, you know what? It's time to make a transfer.
Well, all kidding aside, the transfers you get in, you can't use them in this round of the Champions League. So they can't be used against Atleti or Man City. But if we move through, our first game, I think, is February the 13th. Don't know if that's going to be on the home or road, but the 13th, right? And so the transfer window closes on February 5th. You can't bring somebody on like the 3rd or the 4th and hope to have them in your team in time for that.
That's what I was going to say. We got to blend those new players in so
Yes.
that they can get to play with each other. They can learn the game style, how to pass the ball around, how to shoot, how to defend. You cannot make a transfer in the last day of the transfer window and expect him to play his 100%. That's not going to happen. Things are not going to happen overnight.
Case in point, to show you guys we're not crazy, go back and look at Sané playing in September and October. And then look at the Sané that's been playing in November and December. Why do you think, Serkan, why do you think there's been such a change with Sané?
Because he learned how to play with other players.
Yeah.
He has a better idea of where to pass, how to defend, how to attack.
Yeah, he's never played with these people. You don't know what kind of angles Osimhen takes. You never played with him. You don't know what a bulldog that Barish is. You never played with him. You don't know.
There is this learning curve, so the performance is going to improve as you play more games.
Well, sure, you come from one team, and so you assume that your left winger on your new team is going to act like your left winger at your old team, and they don't. No two players play the same. And so you have to bring these people in to play, yes, so they can
but
learn the system, because then
it's not going to happen. We're going to wait until the last day of the transfer window.
We can't do that.
We're looking for a bargain.
Let's hope not.
And we ended up paying like 3 times what he was going to get from us.
And let's not forget, Trabzonspor is only 2 points behind us.
We've been talking about Fenerbahce, but Trabzonspor is in the 2nd place.
Yeah, they are now. And you know who our last game of the first half is with? Kasımpaşa.
Kasımpaşa. I hate that team.
Oh, let's see. I can see Galatasaray winning, and we bring in Carlos Cuesta. And he's in the game for like 25 seconds. Oh, there's the penalty. We were up, I think we're up 3-0 or 3-1, and we finished 3-3 last year.
Listen, I don't want to talk about our old memories.
The second game,
Past is in the past.
we draw these guys all the time. It drives me crazy. And so that's what I mean. I mean, the game's at home, thank God. But we're going to have to play. We just have a problem with those people. You remember the game I'm talking about last year? We watched it at Gokon's
I
house.
know. We watched it together.
Yeah, yeah.
Do we have a transfer list at all?
Oh no, we have Twitter rumors is all we have.
No, yeah, but we usually see a transfer list like at least a month before the transfer window opens.
I don't think Ocon wants to get ratioed. I think if they tweet out a transfer list, this tweet from back in August is going to come out where I don't need to sign any more players. Can I play with a 12-team rotation? They're going to ratio him to that.
He loves that. Then he starts complaining about it. Are we going to play with 12 players? Well, no, but see what happens when you lose your players.
We won't play with them all at once, but yes, we will play with at least 12 players. Yes, we will. This match was fun. After our Champions League problems that we've had, and the last minute heroics at Samson, we needed a game like this. We needed a 2-0, 3-0, 4-1 game. My heart needed this. We got one more game to go in the first half against Kasımpaşa. Then our Turkish Cup journey starts. We got this new stupid Super Cup. I don't even care about this thing. Like, why they gotta change everything?
Who knows?
It used to be between whoever won the Turkish Cup and whoever won the league. That was the game. Now you got like, do we need to play like these teams like 3 times a year now? So look,
the TFF
we have a
is
chance.
Trying to increase the stress level.
Yeah. Look, so, and I'm sure like their other teams feel the same way. We potentially can play either Fenerbahce or Besiktas 4 times this year. Twice in the league, once in the cup, and then this stupid Super Cup tournament they've come up with. Like we need to play more games.
And that's going to increase the tension again.
Yes.
There's no need for this. That's going to increase the tension.
But like we need to play an extra game for a stupid trophy that no one outside our country cares about, this Super Cup trophy. Nobody. Nobody cares. And if you even ask the other fans of the team, they'll pretend like they don't if they don't have it. We all will. We'll all shrug it off. Super Cup, who cares? Now, if you win it, Super Cup. So, all right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Give us a follow on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Like the show. Subscribe. Ask us any questions you want. And remember, hadi, in Buke, CimBom.